Tonight, we are digging deeper into the Moscow murder suspect's legal representation. Even though she is representing Brian Kohberger in Latah County, Ann Taylor is based out of the Kootenai County Public Defender's Office.
And she may have ties to at least one victim's family member before the murders. KREM 2's Janelle Finch joining us now to tell us what we know about Ann Taylor's client history. Janelle?
Idaho court filings show Ann Taylor's office previously worked with one of the victim's family members in Kootenai County. At this time, we do not believe it's relevant to share details of the charges or name the individual. But we did want to ask a law expert if Taylor's past could be a potential conflict of interest and what could happen next in court. Ann Taylor is the public defender assigned to Brian Kohberger in Latah County. She normally works for Kootenai County, but the judge brought her in because of the high-profile case. We confirmed Taylor represented someone in 2022 with the same name as a murder victim's parent, but this connection doesn't surprise former criminal defense lawyer Mo Hammoudi.
There is nothing sinister or nothing untoward about learning about a conflict. It happens all the time in any public defender office. There are always potential conflicts of interest because the public defender's office represents large amount of members of society.
He says when this happens, the attorney has an independent obligation to address the potential conflict. Then the court makes its own determination.
What needs to be determined is what is the matter and what is the representation. So the cases have to be analyzed, the facts need to be analyzed, and then a determination needs to be made.
But whether it impacts the court process depends on what type of conflict there is.
There is what's called a concurrent conflict of interest, which means that at the same time, concurrent meaning at the same time. And that's where there's a significant risk that the representation of one or more clients will be materially limited by the lawyer's responsibility to another client, a former client, or a third person. And concurrent conflicts of interest can arise from the lawyer's responsibilities to a former client.
Hammoudi says this means a lawyer cannot use information relating to a previous representation to the disadvantage of the former client. Idaho court filings show Taylor represented the parent up until as recently as January 5th. On this day, Taylor signed an attorney substitution to take over those court proceedings. All this just one day after her newest client arrived to Idaho from Pennsylvania. Hammoudi says conflicts of interest can result in the judge appointing another attorney. At this time, he says it's too early to say if there will be any effect on the Moscow case, but the first indication of potential impact could be Taylor filing a motion to be relieved counsel of record. We have reached out to the Kootenai County Public Defender's Office for comment, but will likely not hear back due to the gag order. In the studio, Janelle Finch, KREM 2 News.